Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. We are talking about BB7 All-Stars. The Coup d'etat has arrived.
It has arrived. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you want to support us on Patreon, you can find a link in the description. We're doing heroes versus villains on Survivor over there, so join us for that as well.
Oh, so good. So good. Okay, this is episodes 15 and 16. We are partially through Danielle's HOH here. We're about to have her the eviction. So the top of this, well, you alluded to what is
Julie is teasing the coup d'etat at the top of the show as she does her, Julie Chen intro. And this is like a fan favorite twist. This is one that you hear BB the fandom talking about, like, let's bring back the coup d'etat. We want to see it again. And I've never seen it played on Big Brother, so I'm excited to see how this goes down.
Oh, David, watching the season. Also, we have Kaiser, who has just recently been put on the block. So he's got to get on that campaign trail. He's got to find the votes.
Yes, right. I do love, one of the first things we hear before we get into the campaign is James processing, what's just happened. And he's saying, I was supposed to be a pawn to get Janelle out. But in the diary room, he says, quote, unfortunately, Janelle was able to win the power veto competition. Because you didn't try, James.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Danielle was the only one working against her. So, James, that's partially on you.
Right, I know. But you're right. Kaiser is campaigning and he's making the rounds. And this is what I expected to see from Kaiser. I think they said as much at the end of our last video. He is a student of Big Brother. He knows this game. He's not going to roll over and just roll his way out of the house. So first we kind of see him go to Erica. And I guess I didn't realize how close they were. But he's like, I've been good to you, Erica. Can I count on your vote? And she's very torn. And she's like, can I get back to you? But yes, you are one of my best friends here. And I'm like, oh, Kaiser has been playing these relationships.
Yeah, no, remember early on, they just haven't shown it to us lately, but early on they were flirty. And she was like, haha, we're getting married.
Yes.
They had a little flirt thing. So yeah, they've been very friendly this whole time. Yeah. And it's really kind of a shame that when he needs votes, these people that were friends with him are like, oh, but no.
Right. I know, right? The only thing we really see from James is that he's reminding us that he has the vote nullifier. So he's in his head, he's like, I don't need to campaign for as many votes because I get to cancel one out. So he is now back in character. He's doing more acting. He's trying to make season 6 think that he thinks he's going home. James is just doing more acting.
He is up for Best Actor, and he is just killing it. Another, though, sad moment is that Kaiser talks to George. Same thing. George is like, oh, you've always been good to me. You treated me like a human when other people didn't, but not promising you my vote.
Right. Yeah, I can't tell you what I'm going to do, but we'll see. You've been good to me.
Okay.
And then Kaiser talks to Boogie, and he's like, you and me, Chilltown, me, Janelle, Howie, you keep me in this house. We're going to go after those photos. We're going to pick them off. We're good, dude. Come on, keep me in the house. And then Kaiser is kind of feeling good about all these interactions. He's talking privately to Janelle, and he's like, George told me I'm the only one who treated him like a human. Boogie is totally on board to keep me, and we're going to go after the floaters. I think I got it, Janelle. And she's like, okay, great.
But still this whole time, he's not seeing the big picture. He's still just focused on those floaters. Oh my gosh. Keep me here and I'll go after them. And it's just okay. No.
Yeah.
Not necessary.
Right. Chilltown has moved on from you. They are now in this alliance with James and Danielle, and you just don't know that. And so, but he did his best. And, that's all we can really hope for when someone gets put up as a replacement nominee,
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I did notice that in this like first initial chat when Julie's talking to the house guest sitting in the living room, that Danielle looks like she's not over what happened this week.
No, she's pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She upset. Okay.
Because Julie goes down the line like, were you surprised that there were so many rewards? No. Were you surprised? No. Were you surprised, Danielle? Yes, I was surprised.
She like could murder someone with that tone. It was like real harsh.
It's like very mom tone. You can tell she is a mother, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Is this when we get the Chilltown Mama segment?
It certainly is. Speaking of mothers, yes.
Oh, okay. So what I got from this was that Will's mom is proud of her little sociopath and slightly homophobic, maybe? She would like Howie to get off
Howie, keep your hands off my son. Yeah, not.
Okay.
I'll take a pass on that.
Yeah, didn't need any of that. And then just like Boogie's mom loves him and Erica together. And she was just like, whatever, he used to be chubby. And now look at him.
Oh, and they're both kind of like, our sons are evil. This is so great. Such a weird
Yeah, thanks. Okay, pass. All right.
So then we go to Danielle in the HOH room. She's talking privately with Julie. And Julie's kind of, you know, feeling out like, where's your true allegiance? Who do you trust the most? And she's acknowledging like, well, I think I probably at this point trust James the most out of anyone. And Julie's like, even though he took that family phone call away from you. And she's like, okay, I'm not forgetting that. I apologize to my family that I didn't go for that phone call.
The fact that she was like starting to get a little teary and felt like she had to apologize to her family, just like that guts me. That makes me feel like she's sitting with some awful, awful guilt. And that like maybe her kids are at home being like, why she didn't want to talk to us? You know, like something like that.
Oh, because you know she probably was like spiraling like that in the freaking isolation chamber that she was in for 24 hours. She's probably like, my family is going to see this. And like, what are they going to think of me?
She was like, I was in solitary confinement while they were partying.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that.
Yeah. Still not quite over it, you know, still fresh. Yeah. Then we get the speeches, which are very diplomatic. You know, they're
very
both
basic.
Thanking America. They're not really going after each other, which I wouldn't necessarily expect them to, because they are on the surface like bros, season 6 buds, you know, so they're not really campaigning against each other in their speeches.
Yeah, and it's all just like a little too nicey, you know, like Kaiser is like, I really tried to play an honest game. And I'm just like, what does that tell me? Like, am I supposed to be like, oh, he was trying to be honest? No. Did you want to play the game and win? Or I don't understand when people say
Whenever
that.
anyone is like, I played an honest game, I'm like, well, then you didn't really play Big Brother, because
then why are you on
lying?
Yeah, you're on the wrong show then, I feel like. I don't understand when people say that. Like, is that supposed to like tug at my heartstrings? Because it doesn't.
Right. No, certainly not.
Okay, so James gets to go in the diary room and nullify someone's vote. He's obviously going to go with Janelle because that's pretty clear.
Yeah, he didn't give it much thought or hesitation whatsoever. He's like, Janelle vetoed. She's done.
Yeah.
She's not getting a vote.
I mean, I think he feels like he's safe. Like he's got his trust in the Legion of Doom. Like he is. He probably feels like he's got it, but if anyone is going to vote against him, it would be Janelle, just because she loves Kaiser. They're close. They're good friends. Yeah. So that's nullified. But I thought it was interesting that no one tells the house guests, and they don't know.
Yeah, right. So Janelle still gets to like go in the diary room and vote. There's no announcement that it's hers. I mean, you know, with the result, they kind of have an idea, because it ends up that it's like 5-2. Kaiser is evicted. The only 2 votes against James were Howie and Janelle. So when Julie announces that it was a 5-1 vote because of the nullification, then Janelle and Howie know that one of them got nullified.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So they're the only 2 votes towards James anyway. Enough for Kaiser. Again, Erica doesn't vote. George doesn't. Like,
I know.
People are like, we love you, Kaiser. Bye-bye.
And on his birthday, I think Boogie was the last vote, and he was like, "So sorry to do this on your birthday, but I vote to evict Kaiser."
On my birthday! Disgusting.
Such a bummer. Such a bummer.
Okay, yeah, 5-1, Kaiser gone. Now, this is another time that we see Danielle like off alone. I was like, Danielle is such a mood in this episode.
Yeah.
What has just happened? Like, I wondered where her head was, which we do get a little bit of information later. But the information that Kaiser gets.
Oh boy, he wasn't ready for this. He was not ready.
Julie.
So he goes out and he's, says to Julie, like, James is my season 6 brother. I wasn't going to campaign against him. And she's like, well, I should let you know that James is in a secret alliance with Will and Boogie and Danielle. And let me read you some comments that James made about Janelle this year.
Oh, just like drive it in. It's not just James is working behind y'all's back. He's like up in arms against Janelle. Yeah, she's like, what were the things like the whole
she said the Anna Nicole wannabe, and that she was a fat bee or something.
Yeah,
it was like
one of those horrible ones.
The worst ones, the ones that we have complained about in our videos this season so far. So Kaiser's face just kind of falls and he's like, oh, wow, I'm not cut out for this game.
I'm not made for this game.
Yeah.
Again, he says, like, I came here to play an honest, loyal game and I'm not cut out for this. And I was like, okay, now it's coming together.
Yeah.
Now.
Right. And then the goodbye messages just like hammer home this information that Julie has just given him because, I think Mike Boogie says like, guess what? James is in alliance with us. And then even James is like, I had to cut Janelle because, she's worth, I don't even remember what he says about her.
I mean, he says she ruined it for all of us. I had to cut, I had to go after her. She made a mistake. She messed up. Again, I just want to point out, James didn't do anything either in his HOH, but besides the point is James turned on them and Kaiser is given all this information. Of course, nothing he can do about it but leave the house and watch Janelle fall for all of this stuff.
Yeah, I know. And then Julie's like, oh, so sorry about that. I hope your birthday gets better from here. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Happy birthday. Thanks for being on the show again.
Right. So then we get like old former BB ghosts, right? The ghosts of BB Houseguest pasts are like stealing things out of the house. What is going on here?
Right. Okay. Well, this is the controversial HOH that we see go terribly wrong. But first, we're haunting the house. I'm triggered by the view of Cappy.
I know.
This is how we set this up. And then we come outside to, a true false setup.
Right. Because they've gone through this seance where they all like give information on the things that they stole from throughout the house. And now the house guests have to like say true or false based on the information that they just heard. Yeah. Yeah.
And what I like about this HOH, but turned out to be the problem, is that the slowest to ring in is eliminated each time. And I like that because a lot of people are getting them right. They're not super hard questions.
It's like I think they didn't consult the buzzer makers for Jeopardy, so they didn't really have like the cutting edge technology with like buzzing in first or buzzing in last. They were, hitting their buzzer, and some of them realized like I hit it and I didn't have it and I didn't see anything lit up. So I hit it again, but I didn't know that this was a controversial HOH before watching this season. Cause again, this is my first time watching.
Yeah.
But I noticed it. Like, I think when Janelle got eliminated, I saw that Boogie hadn't rung in and I was like, wait, is his light out or what's happening? But I kind of let it go. And then of course, Howie kind of protested and he was like, I hit it. Like, why am I out? And so I'm like, something's wrong here.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Howie just like hits it and doesn't pay attention. But like you said, other people are hitting it and realizing it's not lighting up. So they're hitting it again and sometimes being able to stay in the game because they noticed that. But yeah, Howie obviously the most upset about it and being very verbal about it. But luckily, it wasn't just that one mistake, like one time it didn't work. Cause I feel like that's a little trickier, but because it overall wasn't working and you can watch, like you said, you noticed it in real time. Like you go back and watch tapes, Big Brother producers are like, clearly.
Oh, yikes.
They were hitting it multiple times. So it's not a shock that they have to replay it. So anyway.
Yeah. But it does play out. They like play it out in the moment and it's Erica and James are the final two and Erica wins the HOH. And I'm like, oh, great. Like another season, she's BB4, like another new blood in the HOH room. Like, this is great. Cause again, I'm not expecting them to necessarily replay. I'm like, I don't know how I guess it just is what it is. They played it out. So Erica's the HOH. Great. And then Julie explains the coup d'etat to the audience and to the cast. And, the coup d'etat is this new power that allows the winner of it to replace the noms right before voting is going to happen. And nobody knows like what the power is except for the person who's won it. So if you're good at keeping a secret, this could be a massive bombshell.
Yeah. And definitely depending on who wins it, it could be a big bombshell. Yeah, I do think had we not replayed this, it would have been very interesting to see Erica as an HOH. She had been playing it so safe, playing it so quiet, just smiling to get along, go along to get along. So her being in power would have been interesting, although we all know it would have just been Will and Mike making the choices. So
hello. Yeah.
What doesn't
couldn't have been that different, but it would have been exciting to like see something new there. But so Julie does say like, okay, your first clue for the coup d'etat is in the house, and they run and there's a live sheep in the house, or is it a lamb, Sarah?
Oh, I was like, are they calling it a lamb to throw other people off? Because like Janelle bought it. She was like, oh, a lamb. She like it wasn't until someone else said sheep that she was like, oh, sheep.
Oh, wait.
So if I were in the house, I would have been calling it a goat. I would have called it 1,000 other things.
That's right. It's an anaconda.
What saying has to do with an anaconda, y'all? So that
didn't you know that anaconda is like a specific breed of sheep, and that's what this is?
Right. Yeah, totally. The saying has to do with snakes. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's the end of our first episode.
15. Yes. So moving on to 16, we're starting with the technical issues, basically.
Well, Howie is like the maddest out of everyone, but this is when we see Boogie admitting mine didn't work. Marcellus is saying, mine didn't work the first time, I had to hit it again. I think even James is admitting that because I did see that happen to James as well. So there's just a lot of talk about like, this is not fair. Why is this happening? And Howie's saying like, it seemed like maybe the producers had said to Howie, like, oh, you just didn't hit it hard enough or something. And he was like, bull crap, like it seemed like he was frustrated with production. So then we get a message from Alison Grodner, which is very rare on Big Brother.
Right. I mean, when she says house guests gather, something's up. So they have it around for her to say, like, upon review, it was problems, didn't work out. So we need it to be fair. Sorry, Erica, but we have to play it again. And Erica's a good sport. She gets it.
Yeah.
I mean, no one really wants to win if everyone's going to have like an asterisk next to it,
Agreed. Yeah. She's, she's very gracious and she's like, of course I wanted to be fair. Like, let's replay, whatever. So
what's funny is though, at this point, Howie's the only one who's upset. So even the other people who are like, I couldn't do it either, but we're real happy Erica's got it. So they're all like, it's fine, producers, we're good.
Yeah, right.
Don't need to replay it.
Because really the only two people I think who would be upset are probably Janelle and Howie, because they're the two who think that they're going on the block. But Janelle I don't think was aware that there was also maybe a malfunction when she got eliminated, you know? So she's not as like heated as Howie. You're right that Howie's like leading the charge because he feels like specifically wronged. He knew that he rang in first and it didn't count towards him. So they head out into the backyard and it's the same competition. They're answering questions based on the information from the seance, but they are just completely giving up on that buzzer technology.
Yeah. No buzzer. We're just going to A or B it, and you have to get it wrong to be eliminated.
No like last person to answer.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So these questions are much harder because obviously production had to go back and be like, what else can we ask about? Right. So it's like, what was the wall during that? Like, it's all very like, huh? What? I'm supposed to know these things? So it's not surprising that people are getting them wrong every round and being eliminated. Yeah,
it's very quick. I think it's only like 4 rounds. Janelle and Boogie are the final 2. And Janelle wins her 3rd HOH. And I can only imagine how pissed everybody is. Like they all want it to be fair, but they're like, well, I didn't want it to be this kind of fair. I didn't want Janelle to win.
They're literally trying to get her out right now. And she wins her 3rd out of 6 HOHs. Yeah. Of course, Howie and Janelle are screaming and cheering as they always do. And the rest of the house is sulking. They're just moping around.
I'm surprised Danielle didn't do the key throw, you know, like I'm not handing you this key, I'm throwing it away. Like everybody is just like, are you effing kidding me? Like this is how this is gonna go down. And we see back in the house, like Danielle and Erica are both annoyed. Erica, because she was the HOH, and now she feels like maybe I'm in danger. Danielle definitely feels in danger because she just targeted Janelle, and she's like, I'm probably going up to Marcellus. And it's just like everybody's feeling rotten. And they're also mad because they're like, this was the week that Janelle can't play veto. This was perfect for us to have Erica as the HOH and not even have to backdoor Janelle. Like, ugh.
Right. This was the perfect week to get her out, or at least an easier week to get her out. But you know what? James is still acting. So, really going in for that award here, James.
You thought the James movie was over, but it's continuing. This is the 3rd act now.
Yes. And so now he's like, whoa, guess what? I'm glad she doesn't know I'm against her. So, hey, bud, Janelle. Wow. So proud of you. Which floaters are you getting rid of? Can't wait to get in on that Red Room Alliance.
And he's kind of saying like, listen, like, I know Danielle's probably has to go up because like she targeted you, but like we gotta get Marcellus out. It's gotta be Marcellus next to Danielle. And Janelle's like, no, Erica. Like obviously it's Danielle and Erica. And he's like, why are you trying to save Marcellus? And she's like, James, shut up. It's Danielle and Erica. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Janelle's pretty set. She knows, but that doesn't mean people aren't going to try through this whole entire episode. Oh, yeah. I think this is when we start to get our coup d'etat guesses. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So now we're talking about the lamb sheep.
Right. Because this takes us back to like where we ended the previous episode.
Right. Okay. So pretty quickly, James thinks it's don't pull the wool over my eyes. Because how many times have you heard Julie say that?
Okay. Thank you.
Every other episode. What? No.
Yes. Okay. No? We did not mention that like Julie explains that it's a clue to a phrase that is a well-known Big Brother phrase.
Well, okay. Honestly, if I was standing there and I heard Julie say it's a well-known Big Brother phrase, I would immediately hit that bell, walk in that diary room and say, expect the unexpected. What other phrase is there that is so iconic to Big Brother?
It's worth a shot, you know? That is the phrase for Big Brother.
Okay, but instead, we're going to first pull the wool over our eyes, and then Danielle is like, no, Dolly.
Oh my God. So I can't even understand.
It took me multiple takes of this to understand the thought process, because Erica had the same one. Dolly was the cloned sheep. Yes, we all know that from the news. And a cloned sheep has to do with DNA.
DNA.
And DNA stands for do not assume. apparently, as well.
I've
as
never heard of
acting.
that.
No, me neither. I've
Okay, so
also never heard Julie say, "Welcome to Big Brother. Do not assume."
oh my God. Well, okay, so we get this convoluted path to DNA, and they're saying do not assume. And my first thought is, oh, expect the unexpected.
Right.
That's like a synonym for do not assume.
For do not assume. Although why we get to do not assume from DNA, I still don't follow that.
Still not sold on that logic.
Okay.
But I'm like, the logic between do not assume and expect the unexpected is much stronger than the logic you use to get to DNA in the first place. So great. I'm just waiting for Danielle to march into the diary room and say, expect the unexpected. And she does. She's the first person who like hits the doorbell, and she goes in there and she plops herself down. Do not assume. Okay. Well, Danielle blew it.
Great. I don't know. You know what? Maybe that is it. Well, I have no idea. James goes in with his "don't pull the wool over my eyes, your eyes." I don't somebody's eyes. And then George, though, is the closest to what we are thinking. But his logic is also a bit off because he starts with you, like the sheep you. So this is what I heard. David and I talked about this before. I heard him say, you are expecting the unexpected. And I just like fell off my bed. I was just like, that is 100% not the phrase, George.
Well, I heard him say, you are expected to expect the unexpected, which is also not the phrase, but I was like, it's in there, you know, like he still said, expect the unexpected. And they kind of like zoomed in on him and like played a little music sting. And so I was like, okay, I think George got it right.
Right. Is that telling us he got it right? Or is it telling us that he's just as crazy as the rest of them?
Right.
What are they telling us?
I know, but George is the last guest that we saw. We didn't mention that Erica also guessed do not assume. I don't know what is going on with these people, but based on the fact that we only saw 4 guesses so far, I'm thinking either Danielle, James, Erica, or George got it right.
Have it. Right. Well, Erica can't get it because if it is do not assume, Danielle got it.
Right. Yeah, totally.
So one of those 3.
Yes. Now we get a water fight. Janelle and Will
bathes in the sink. Great.
Great. Cool.
Boogie and James. Okay. So now they're discussing this whole, like, we got to push Janelle to put Marcellus up.
Right. And James, like, has already tried. And so he tells Boogie, like, she's not going to do it. And Boogie's like, but you could try. And he's like, okay, I'll try. But, like, I know that she's not going to do this. I
appreciated Boogie at that moment because, like, James didn't say, I've already tried. And maybe he hadn't yet. Maybe editing is throwing us off or something. But he's like, no, I know her. She would never. I know her. And if anybody said that to me too, I'd be like, okay, well, we're playing a game and we want to win. So maybe we can try and manipulate the situation. Like, that's kind of how Big Brother works.
I need you on Big Brother. Like, the way that you would have no patience for idiots, like I have to see it on television.
Have no patience for idiots. So I did appreciate that Boogie, like, and he didn't get upset. He just like calmly was like, "But you're gonna try?" Cool. And then Jay was like, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, of course."
I'll try. I'll try. Yes, right. So then we go to a food comp, which I'm loving this season. This isn't something we really get on BB anymore. This one is cooking with slop. And as a house, they're cooking 7 different dishes with slop, and they'll have celebrity guest judges who are going to score them it's a very complicated thing. They're scoring them on a scale of 1 to 5. And if they get a score of at least 10, then they get food for the day. Yeah. Whatever. They have fun in the kitchen cooking these 7 separate things.
They have to, make 7, 1 for each day. They kind of work together. It all has to be made out of slop. It's like the show Chopped, except they opened the basket and it was just one ingredient.
Slop. Yeah.
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 But if they get fun with it.
Yeah, and if they get a perfect score, they're like teased with this grill prize, and they get to, have a grill at the house and have a cookout. So if they get a perfect score for one of their dishes, they think, oh, they'll get the grill. And so then they make this like waffle thing, slop waffles. And they decide, let's put that last because that's the one where we're going to win the grill.
They think so. Yeah. So it was fun because the judges turned out to be former house guests, and it was kind of neat that they could talk to them. Like they obviously couldn't hear everything, but they'd be like, "Did you put slop in the batter?" And they're like, "Yes," you know. So that was kind of fun to see that. And ultimately, they did a great job. There was only one meal they didn't like, Danielle's. And so they got food every day except for one day, and they get the barbecue.
Yeah, they get the barbecue because those waffles were apparently delicious and they got the perfect score. So it was a successful food comp for the house. They only have slop one day the following week, except for George, who is now back on his slop duty. So.
Forever you will eat slop.
Yeah. So now it's like still what's Janelle going to do? She's still very focused on, you know, the floaters, George, Erica, Danielle, Marcellus. Those are her options.
Yeah.
Will is up there trying to pitch another plan.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Will has gotten his way this entire time. So he's up there and he's like, look, Marcellus, yikes, gotta get him out. We could make a deal with Danielle. He's doing his pitches. But this time, Janelle's like,
No, I'm targeting Danielle. Like, she just came after me. I'm not trying to make a deal with her. I'm the HOH. Like, all of a sudden, she's just like singularly focused on Danielle. Which
I don't blame her because Danielle just came for her. So if you get HOH the next week, you kind of just go for that person who came for you. It's just interesting that Will has been able to manipulate her quite a bit. But now all of a sudden, she's getting it from a lot of people. She's getting it from James. She's getting it from Will. I'm sure she's getting it from Boogie. Like, it's very clear that people want Marcellus up, and she just will have none of it. She's like,
yeah. So she goes and puts her keys in the block, and we do get a DR soundbite from Danielle, who's like, I fully expect to go up here. So it is no surprise when it is finally Danielle and Erica on the block, and Janelle explains, like, look, it's tit for tat with you, Danielle. Like, you know, you put me up, I'm putting you up.
Right.
Erica, though, I despise your game, and that's why you're on the
block. Like you as a person, real cool. Despise your gameplay. Haha. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So that doesn't sit well with people named Erica, but I loved what Erica said in the diary room. Is she's like, well, it just so happens I'm from a small town called Chill. And I'm like, this is my point. None of these people are floaters. This was all a ruse by Chilltown that the floaters were dangerous, but none of them are actually floating. They all think they're aligned with Chilltown.
Yes. Yeah.
Erica thinks she's in with them. Danielle thinks she's in with them. Honestly, I don't know what Marcellus thinks because he's all over the map.
Yeah. George is just on slop, you know.
George is just on slop and hanging out.
But yeah, I mean, you know, Erica, I'm sure must be annoyed, especially now about the technical difficulties because she went from HOH to on the block, which is horrible. But Danielle is like ready for a fight. You know, she's like excited to be in here playing the game of Big Brother. I think she said that, you know, in her HOH interview with Julie, she was like, if I'm going to go out, I want to go out swinging. So I don't think she's going to give up. She's like ready to like come back at Janelle. Like, you think, okay, I couldn't get you, but you think you can get me? Think again, you know, and I love to see that kind of player in the game.
Absolutely. And Danielle has the right to think that because she's in Legion of Doom. She's protected. She's got James, Will, and Mike 100% behind her.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We shall see. Yeah. So I'm excited to see like what happens with the coup d'etat. Who got it? Was it Danielle with Do Not Assume? Was it James with Pull the Wool Over Your Eyes? Was it George with You Are Expected to Expect the Unexpected? Are any of those right?
Are any of those right? Or did they not show us who might have gotten it right? We'll see.
Right.
We will see. Okay, so that was episodes 15 and 16 on a Monday. We'll be back with episodes 17 and 18 recap.
Yes.
Of this HOH. Seth, thank you for the super chat. Janelle, my nominations are not personal at all. But Erica, I despise your game. And you're the absolute worst. Oh my God. Did I read that correctly?
I think that's a direct quote from Janelle.
Yeah, that was a little bit like that. Yeah. And then I think she threw in there, so I hope you don't take it personal. It was like, not personal, okay. Not personal. It was
right. Yes. Well, I'm excited for the next 2 episodes. We're going to do 2. We're still doing 2 per video, right? Okay.
Yes. Monday's recap is episodes 17 and 18. And then right now, right after this, we're going to pop over to Patreon to do Survivor versus Villains. We had a double stack this episode.
Yeah. I didn't know it was going to be a double elimination. So I'm excited to talk about that.
Double exciting. Also, I'll be back here tomorrow, Thursday, with Jolene for Big Brother Australia. We're almost to the end of that. I've been loving it. So good. So thank you guys for joining us in the chat. If you were not here live, please leave us a comment. How you feeling about BB7, Original All-Stars? And we'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.